Support for the Lancast is provided by Winey Way Books and Pennsylvania College of Art and Design.
Welcome to the Lancast. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Keith Slesser. This episode we spoke with St. Reverend Dr. Raymond Francis Adkins, MCSE, of the Lex Lutheran Church of Lancaster.
We spoke with the professor about the origins of the Lex Lutheran Church.
The name actually comes Lex from the Latin word lex, is the law or to bring into law, and then Lutheran from the word Lex Lutheran.
Later, Ray expounds upon the beliefs of his church.
In fact, the Superman will bring us down. The Superman will actually make us weaker because then we become reliant on the Superman. I have a problem. Oh, where is the Superman to save me from my problem? That's the problem. When you have this super character, we become dependent on the super character. The Lex Lutheran Church is based solely in the fact that we are powerful enough to solve our own problems.
Enjoy the conversation. Welcome to the show, Reverend.
Actually, it's Doctor.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
That's quite all right.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you helped found the Lex Lutherans?
Well, back in 2009, I came across an idea. A lot of religions seem to be focused around the fact that God is distant and God is this all-powerful super being. And basically, where my philosophy, where my theology has its roots, is that we are capable, that God created us to be good enough, that it's not that we are born flawed, that there is anything wrong with us, that we are strong enough, and we do not need a quote-unquote Superman to bring us to safety or to salvation. In fact, the Superman will bring us down. The Superman will actually make us weaker because then we become reliant on the Superman. I have a problem. Oh, where is the Superman to save me from my problem? That's the problem. When you have this super character, we become dependent on the super character. The Lex Lutheran Church is based solely in the fact that we are powerful enough to solve our own problems. Now, I got started mostly in personal meetings, meeting up with people, talking to them. House churches, very small at the beginning, but that's basically where we got our roots, is just house churches, small beginnings, and professing this philosophy, the theology, that we are strong enough, that we are not reliant, that God made us strong enough. Not that we don't have to be reliant on God. Everybody needs a shoulder to lean on, but we should always do it begrudgingly.
So, this may seem like a strange question, but where do you get the name from?
The name actually comes Lex from the Latin word lex, is the law or to bring into law, and then Lutheran from the word Lex Lutheran. Is something funny?
I'm good. I had a tickle in my throat.
All right.
So, Dr.
Reverend.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
No, that's quite all right. Quite all right.
Got a little confused there. What were some of the troubles that you first experienced when starting up the Lex Lutheran Church?
Well, we had an issue with funding. Not a lot of people wanted to give us money. Not a lot of people wanted to hear the message we were given. People have been bred so much, so far into this mindset that we are not good enough, that we do not deserve, that they cling to it. And I want to uplift people. I want to bring people power. I want to let people know that they are worthy, that they do deserve, and they can achieve. But nobody wanted to hear it. Everybody was like, oh, God will be upset. No, God made you this way. God gave you the ability to succeed. It's like the poem, the one set of footsteps in the sand. That, when there was only, I was walking with God, and when there were two sets of footprints, God was walking with me, and when there was one, God was absent. And, the poem ends, oh, there was one set of footsteps because I carried you. No, there was one set of footsteps because God stepped away, and you had the strength to continue to walk. And it's all about that. God did not make you weak. God did not cultivate you to be dependent. God made you strong to bring glory to his creation.
But isn't it go also the time when they didn't have any footsteps? It was when Jesus rode on Superman's back?
See, once again, we are... Please stop laughing at me. Once again, we are rooted on the Superman, where Jesus did not accomplish for himself, Jesus had given to him. That really, I believe, is detrimental to Jesus.
Well, you spoke a little bit about your funding, so how are you funded?
Mostly personal donations. I request that when donations are given, that they are given in cash only, because we are having troubles establishing our 501c3, because apparently the government thinks it is a joke. They don't believe in our cause. So I am unable to get tax-exempt status, so we do everything under the table. And we don't want to do everything under the table. We have tried time and time and time again. But the government apparently doesn't like our message of think for yourself and rise up to power.
Right. So how are your services laid out that you do these services? What exactly do you do in them?
Well, they are the standard Christian fare. We do sermons. We talk about how, we use Bible verses to get the message across, to explain that the Bible is not about laying down and giving up. The Bible is about strength. The Bible is about taking responsibility for your actions. We have hymnals. There is a short list of staple hymns that we go through, such as Heilig Gott, Caveat, Jesu Caveat, Mein Gott schmeckt von Lieben, Holy Diver, Ne Memore Facias, Sic Semper Yeshua, Ye Mortis Culpa, and the theme from Superman 2. It's a very powerful theme. Like when you just let it go in and just let it move through you, and you. You're killing me, Keith. You are absolutely killing me. Why are you laughing? This is the holy power of God flowing through my lungs, and you can't take it seriously?
I was deeply moved. I'm really digging what you're saying. Unlike Keith, who thinks this is some sort of joke, I don't.
Maybe we should turn off his mic. If you. Do I laugh at your religion?
We brought this guest in. I think that he deserves more.
I'm sorry. I won't laugh. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, obviously, you can see that
Reverend.
you've had some objections.
Yeah.
So, what kind of troubles have you experienced within the church?
You can see this right here, where I am pouring my heart out through this microphone. I am standing up and I am fighting to be the strongest and the best that I can. And here I have people laughing at me. Your own co-host thinks that this is so much of a joke that he's still laughing at me.
No, I was coughing.
Yeah, he was coughing. See, this is it. I mean, this is government brainwashing right here. This is the government that has you so dependent on not believing in yourself and not doing everything and keeping you consigned to low-paying minimum wage jobs. Keeping you placated with your iPads and your Kindle readers and your MacBook Pros and all of the other technology that is made off of the sweat of the backs of other smaller people, and you just don't get it.
You know what? I also think that the music television really affects him.
Yeah. I do prefer CMT myself.
You can't be serious, David. You're buying into this?
I think he has a lot of good points that he's making here.
Okay.
I mean, you might need to leave if you can't take this serious.
No, I can be serious. Yeah. I'm respectful.
A half hour out of your day to be respectful to our guests.
I am not alone. My message is so strong that I have now, since I have started, I have encountered an actual list of other supervillain themed religions, such as the Mum Rastafarians, the Sinest Orthodox Jews, the Magnete Orthodox Jews, the Cobra Muslims, the Decepta Confucianism, the Scarlet Wiccans, the Zoroastrianism, the Ventriloquislam, and even the Joe Piscopalians. I don't think they're even evil. Joe Piscopo is not a villain, but it's a similar theology. The worst part is the Mum Rastafarians meet in the same meeting space as us, and now the place smells like marijuana and cat sacrifice. Yeah, you laugh, but I have to preach in it. I have to, because of our low budget, I am forced to stay in this space. My congregation has to deal with that horrid stench every week.
Have you guys ever thought about meeting, I don't know, in like Vegas or something?
We are based in Lancaster County. That is why we are on the Lancast. Which, might I add, I did not know was the Lancast. I thought this was the Thalencast. And that is why I agreed to it. When I found out it was the Lancast, I figured we could be professional. But no, some people think that this is all one big joke.
You know, I used to run with a really professional guy, Daniel Klotz. I don't...
Yeah,
I think I just made a couple of mistakes when I moved on from that.
If you would like, I can
Pal,
probably
the show was nothing without me.
I'm
Right, and now you came on, and now it's less than nothing.
Thank you, Professor.
You're quite welcome. It's Doctor.
Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry.
Can't even get his name. What is he?
I think he's a doctor.
I am the Reverend Dr. Raymond F. Adkins, MCSE.
See?
Got it.
I told you.
Okay.
Look, you didn't even study up on this.
Sure.
You know what? All right.
It's rare that I know who the guests are anyway.
We're gonna go to break.
I suspect that you just walked into this interview without even knowing what we were going to be talking about.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I heard we were talking about a religion. This is a joke.
All right.
You know what? Maybe we're done. That's it.
Yeah. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna hopefully Keith can get his stuff together, and when we come back, we'll have more with Reverend Dr. Ray.
Please, just Ray.
Winding Way Books has been a major supporter of us here at the Lancast, and Melody has a great deal that we'd like to share with you.
Right now, with any purchase of $25 or more, you can get a $5 gift card from a number of different Lancaster businesses.
So make sure you take advantage of this great deal and come on down to Winding Way Books, located at 106 West Chestnut Street in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Ray, I just want to...
Reverend Doctor, please.
Reverend Doctor, I want to apologize for my rudeness in the previous half of the show.
It's quite all right, Keith. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I realize that things may look a little bit ridiculous. I forgive you. Forgiveness is part of our doctrine. A weakness is not, but forgiveness is. I can forgive you.
Okay, thank you.
So I forgive you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
Mm-hmm. So, your belief system. What exactly are your beliefs?
Well, we believe in hard work. We believe that there is no instant salvation. That it's not one day you wake up and you go, I'm sorry, or you whip yourself, and it's known that you're sorry. We believe that basically what it comes down to is you are responsible for your goodness. And it's not about forgiveness. It's not about what you have done. It's about what you will do. It's about the good and the change you will make in the world when you rise up and be strong. Now, there are some people who will not be strong. There are lesser people. There are the people who are more powerful. There are the people who will go on and do good things. And there is the little guy who will sit and do nothing. That some people are just naturally better than others. And that is a fact of life. But the Lex Lutheran Church is all about lifting people up, telling them that they can. I've found that in the majority of times, when you have a person who is scared that they might fail, or who thinks that there's no chance that they're going to succeed, they're not going to get through. But even if they have no experience, even if They have no real drive. As long as they forge forward, as long as they push, they can succeed. Those are the heroes, the ones who try and try and try again, even if they fail. As long as they keep going, those are the ones that really, really succeed. The ones who are just given, the ones who have a magical Superman show up and give them their salvation, or give them what they need, like the government's welfare checks. Those are the weak ones. We need to rise up and be stronger. We need to be self-dependent. It's also about being responsible. It's about, taking responsibility for your actions and exercising self-control. Normally in Christianity, especially with like sexuality, there's this whole, ooh, it's evil. Don't think sexual, don't do anything sexual because sexuality is a demon. And you'll see that in the Muslim religion as well, where the women have to cover themselves, lest their sexuality corrupt man. And I think there's a problem there. I think we are capable of just acknowledging sexuality and living with it. If we could just train ourselves to accept sexuality, then maybe when I'm in the park leering at a woman's exposed bosom, I won't be the villain.
What?
What? Do you not like breasts, Keith?
Yeah. I just don't.
I was hoping we'd be able to discuss exposed bosoms without laughing like 12-year-olds.
You mentioned Christianity in there. Is the Lex Lutheran Church a Christian religion?
Yes, we are. We believe in the message of Christ, not the actual sacrifice on the cross, but the message. When Christ first came, he was saying, hey, look at your church. Your church is telling you to do things that aren't right. Religion is not, God is not about the rules. God is about doing what is right, the things that are correct. The Bible never says, don't punch a baby. But if the Bible did, since the Bible doesn't say that, does that mean we can punch babies? It's nowhere in the rule book. In fact, I would go as far to say that Solomon wanted to cut a baby in half. Sometimes religion is going to tell you to do things that you should not be doing. And you have to know. You have to possess the brain power to say, this isn't right. And that is the true message of Jesus. None of this magical, oh, you know what? He died, so you're forgiven. How ridiculous is that? We have God, who is all-powerful, who can do whatever he wants, but he needs to kill his son in order to forgive you?
I really hear what you're saying. One of the things that you were talking about before also was the weaker people, and I'm just really curious about what you think about like the little guy or the single parent or those who are on welfare. I mean, I'm just really curious about how you think about that.
Yeah, curious.
Every single man, woman, and child on welfare does nothing but watch reality TV and smoke the crack rock.
Oh,
and it's proven. No, don't laugh at me.
No,
I saw this on Fox News, and there are multiple studies that corroborate this. Nobody on welfare actually needs to be on welfare. It's just every last person is exploiting the service. I mean, there are people who fail. Abraham Lincoln failed. Abraham Lincoln spent an entire life full of strings of failures and hardships before he became president. But he was never on welfare. And in fact, I challenge you to name one single president who was on welfare.
All right, fine. I can name one president. Actually, since they're all paid from the government, technically they're all on welfare.
That is mincing words, Keith. That is just taking what I have said and twisting it around.
Same thing, honestly. Yeah. I think you're stretching that, Keith.
You stop buying into this, all right? I think he's brainwashed you.
And in fact, I think that's racist for saying Barack Obama's on welfare.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Now whose words are being twisted?
Your words were twisted from the get-go, Mr. Slesser.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit. You said you consider yourself a Christian religion, okay? But you don't believe in the cross. How the hell are you a Christian religion if you don't believe in the cross?
The problem with the sacrifice on the cross is it shows that we on our own are irredeemable. Why would God make humanity irredeemable? That is incredibly stupid. I do believe that I am a good enough person on my own to be worthy of salvation. I don't need some magical Superman to come and fly me to safety, to fly me to heaven. You think I'm going to go to hell? What have I ever done wrong? Name one terrible thing that I have done. You know what? I am the Superman. I save myself.
But you... No, what?
I'm the Superman.
Yeah. Okay, you're the Superman, so you save the world.
Yes, I save the world through my religion.
All right, I'm out. That's it. I'm done. Thanks. Nope. Ain't buying into this.
Keith,
this is crazy.
Crazy. Do you call yourselves professionals? This is the biggest disgrace I have ever participated in. The biggest disgrace.
Reverend Doctor,
and I voted for Clinton.
I'm sorry. Look, he's new. He's only been with us for a little while. I'm kind of.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe you could train a monkey to sit there and clap cymbals, and it would be more relevant to the conversation.
Yeah. Well, I think that the best thing for us to do now is just kind of bring an end to everything.
Yeah, I think this is over.
Reverend Doctor, how can our listeners get in touch and learn more about your teachings?
Well, I do want to say thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. And if you would like to get in touch with the Lex Lutheran Church, we do have a Facebook page. You are more than welcome to like us, and we would be honored if the Lancaster would like us as well.
Of course,
we're very much fans of your work. I love everything you and Keith do. I hope one day I can be back here again because you guys are so wonderful.
Thanks so much, Reverend.
Thank you.
We hope you've been enjoying the Lancast.
This episode was produced by myself, David Moulton, with show notes by Keith and Lawrence Lesser.
All pertinent links to this episode can be found in the show notes at thelancast.com.
If you specifically liked this episode, we ask that you consider making a donation.
Every little bit helps. Even $1 a show can keep us going.
If you'd like to help support us, you can do so by going to thelancast.com/donate.
And don't forget to subscribe in iTunes and tell a friend about the show.
So, for the Lancast, I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Keith Slesser.
Asking, are you in the cast? April Fools! Hey everybody, we hope you enjoyed this humorous look at...
What do you mean, April Fools? This isn't a joke. This is my religion. You guys are pathetic.
Hope you enjoyed the show.